Hello everyone and welcome back to the Poke ETF channel where we combine Pokemon and data analytics together to keep track of our precious collection. And in today's video, we will be going through a 2 weeks after release analysis price update of Twilight Masquerade. And as usual, everything is crashing except for those 2, 3, 4 cards. And so we will get into it. But before we get into it, please like the video if you appreciate and value the content and subscribe to the channel so that you're always up to date on the most latest video regarding trainer galleries, full art trainers, alternate art, set release, and many more and comment below on whether you are buying Twilight Masquerade, how you think about the set, or are you looking into other sets as well. And so, as usual, I always like to go over a high-level overview on the market price, complete market price of the whole entire set. At release date, which is May 24, 2024, which was a Friday, it will cost you around $1,300. And of course, the first 2 days, there's that sharp decrease market price. It went down under $1,000, but it's slowly picking up. Of course, the bulk of the value is the blue, which is the special illustration rare. That's where most of the chase cards are. And looking at by most expensive, as I said, the blue is a special illustration rare. You can see that the top 5 most expensive card of the set is special illustration rare. Of course, we have a Greninja EX top 1, Carmine top 2, Perrin top 3, and so on. And so, of course, a blue special illustration rare, we have that pink hyper rare Buddy Buddy Poffin, and then the illustration rare Eevee. Of course, it's a little bit diverse, but most of the value is in this SIR, and the top most expensive card is the SIR. And then looking at by rarity since release, so this is a 2 week time frame since release, 5/24 to June 6th, which is today. It will cost you around $1,300 at release, and it went down $290 overall, representing a 21.9% decrease. There's a total of 373 cards. This is including the reverse cards. In the common, 152 cards. It will cost you around $26. Went down $16. Went down a 61% decrease. Then uncommon, 110 uncommons in the set. Of course, as a reminder, this is including the reverse cards. It will cost you around $31 at release. Went down $19, representing a 60.5% decrease. Then looking at the rare, there's 32 rares. It will cost you a total $11 to collect all the rares. Went down $6, representing a 58% decrease. Then the double rare, 14 double rares. It will cost you around $50, went down $20, representing around 40% decrease. Then the Spec rare, there's 6 of them. It will cost you around $40, went down $23 to around $17 2 weeks after, representing a 57.4% decrease. Then ultra rare, 21 ultra rares will cost you around $168, went down $64 to around $100, representing around 38.4% decrease. Then illustration rare, 21 illustration rares, it will cost you around $145, went down $15 to around $129, representing an 11% decrease. So you can see as we get more rarer, the decrease is much less. In special illustration rare, there's 11 special illustration rare. The bulk of the value, it will cost you around $700. Went down $77 to around $620, representing an 11% decrease. And lastly, hyper rare. There's 6 of the hyper rares. It will cost you around $155 at release. Went down $50 2 weeks after to around $105, representing a 32.3% decrease. And so the IRs and the SIRs are holding strong. Spec, there are 6 of them. The top and most expensive one is an unfair stamp number 165, which is the top decrease. It was around $17, $18, went down $11, representing a 60.3% decrease. Looking at the graph, nothing to see here. It's as expected. Every card is just going down, and so again, do not buy at release date unless you need this card to pimp out your deck, or if you want to play, if it's playable into your deck to be competitive. Then ultra rare, all the ultra rares are red except for 2. Dragapult EX is the most expensive ultra rare, which is also the top decrease in terms of dollar. It was around $34, went down $14 to around $20, representing a 41.1% decrease. And looking at the graph, nothing to see here, not surprising, it just went down from release. But then, as I said, there's 2 cards that are increased, which is the Teal Mass Agapon EX 190. It was around $10, went up $3 to around $13, representing a 32.3% increase. Looking at the graph, yeah, you can let me know, what is it because this card is playable, whether people are trying it out or what. Because I, again, as a confession, I don't really follow the meta. Then looking at the IRs, of course, we have our Eevee, the most expensive IR, just like all the other previous set, the Ghastly or whatever. I mean, Eevee is such of a popular Pokemon. I'm not surprised that it's holding that kind of value, but even with that kind of value, it will go down. But then this talk about the top decrease is a Tatsugiri, number 186, the sushi Pokemon. It was $17, went down $6, representing a 35% decrease. Looking at the graph, just going down, nothing to see here. Then the top increase is a Hisuian Growlithe, number 181. Even though it's a Hisui variant, but it's Growlithe Kanto original Pokemon, and it's such a cool art. I mean, people thought this. I still think this is one of the best artwork, and it is one of the chase card. It was a $6 card, went up around $6 to around $12, representing an 85% increase. It's kind of crazy to see that this card was $6-7 at release. I mean, that's kind of very I mean, whether it's overvalue or undervalue is very subjective, but $6 for this card, I would think that this would is definitely undervalued. Looking at the graph, yeah, people thought. I mean, the market says so. It went up all the way to around $15, but then slowly going down to $12. So as I said, even though it's $6, $7, $8, $10, $12, whatever, it's an IR, guys. I mean, yes, I know buyouts, I know manipulation, but I'm not gonna touch this until 3, 6 months later, and maybe I'll regret it. Maybe it'll become the other cards that are being buying out like crazy. Then looking at the SIRs, and the most expensive cards are Greninja EX. The top three SIRs are experiencing increase. Then looking at by price dollar difference, we have a Lena's A, number 219, $61, went down around $30 to around $32, representing a 48% decrease. Looking at the graph, yeah, to think that this is a $60 card at release is crazy. I mean, I know it's a popular trainer. I prefer this more. I prefer the Sun and Moon Lana more than this one. But yeah, I mean, I would still think that this card would still go down to around 20 $25. Then looking at the top increase is the Carmine number 217. This is the chase card that people are saying. The Greninja and the Carmine, $94 at release, and it went up to around $118. Went up $23, representing a 24.6% increase. Looking at the graph, yeah, it went down $20, $15 at release a day later, but then it's picking up. And so maybe the demand is strong, but again, I still think it's still too early to pick this up. Just wait 6 months at least to pick this up. Then looking at the next top increase is a Greninja EX number 214. It was around $146, went up to around $169, went up $23, representing a 15.8% increase. It's holding strong. Looking at the graph, after 2 days of release, it went down. $145 went down to around $111, but then it's just picking back up. So we will see. I understand that Greninja is a popular Pokemon as well, but yeah, I still think it's still overvalued, or it's gonna go down as more copies come out. And so hyper rares, there's 6 of hyper rares. The top decrease is a Buddy Buddy Poffin number 223, $66 at release. Went down $23 to around $43, representing 34.8% decrease. Looking at the graph, it went down, but it's just staying flat. And so we will see whether the rarity of the hyper rare will keep this up, but I still think this may potentially go around $30. Then the top increase of the hyper rare is a Teal Mask Agapon EX number 221, $15, went up around $5 to around $20, representing a 34.1% increase. Looking at the graph, after a day or two release, it went down, but then it's picking back up, and maybe that's due to the hyper rare rarity. Hyper rares are really hard to pull, like the SIRs, and so it's because of the pull rate. We'll hold these values strong, but again, it all depends on the demand. If the demand is not there, then it doesn't matter whether these are hard to pull. And so there you have it, a 2 weeks update review after release of Twilight Masquerade. And so everything is crashing except the few that you saw. And so as a review, most expensive are SIR, Greninja EX, Carmine. Again, this really reminds me of Battle Style vibe. Greninja EX is kind of like the alternate art of the Tyranitar, and Carmine is like the Sonia. It's really it just gives me the Battle Style vibe. We know that Battle Style is of average set in the Sword and Shield era. And so I would say Twilight Masquerade is an average set among the Scarlet and Violet era. And even having said that, if you can buy a booster box under $95 or booster case under $570 or $550, I know distributor price for a case is around $550 or so. And so if you can get one, that's still a good price point, even if there's an average set in terms of an investor mindset. But even as a collector mindset, there's still a lot of good cards here. As I said, Greninja, popular Pokemon, Carmine Parent, and so and the Eevee and others. And so it's a good set, good average set, and of course, after release, everything's going down. And so with that, I hope you liked the video, find this content valuable, subscribe to the channel so that you're always up to date on the most price updates, videos, time-sensitive videos regarding full art trainers, trainer galleries, alternate art, and many more to come. And comment below on what you think about Twilight Masquerade and whether you have the same sentiment as me. And so with that, go forth and collect them all.